Hey everyone, so Tuesday the 19th of July, and whilst we had a red day yesterday to start the week, Tuesdays are Wednesdays are actually my best day to trade, statistically speaking. But Tuesdays are usually a good day for me as well, and it proved so today. So we started off, we were moving up, then we were down slightly, and then we finished strong. There was a lot of stocks moving today, so we got a lot of volatility. Volume still a little bit lacking, so maybe that will come in. But I don't know. Maybe it's summer. That's possibly one of the reasons. But earnings came out this morning for some key companies like IBM, for example. Yesterday we had Johnson and Johnson today, Novartis, Manpower. Earnings this morning, Halliburton, Hasbro, and then after hours we had Netflix, Micron, and Interactive Brokers, among others. So earnings season well underway, and certainly it's affecting stock prices. We saw Netflix actually rally at the close today, based on overperforming or performing above expectations. With regards to earnings per share and customer subscriptions. So earnings season well underway, and some of them having good results, some having bad results. IBM tanked yesterday after bad results. So it's a mixed bag at the moment. However, the market as a whole rallied quite significantly. As I sit here today, 3% up on the day. So the S&P 500, the Nasdaq is 3.5% up on the day. The Russell index, which is very relevant to me, being typically trading low float, low cap stocks, the Russell index was 3.6% up today. So very bullish movement on the wider markets. So how did I do? When the markets rally like this, I tend to do better than when we were in a bear market situation or bearish market. And I do better in a bearish market than I do in that kind of stagnant, sideways, choppy market. So if it's trending, if the market's trending either up or down, I find I'm able to make money, but I'm able to make more money when it's bullish. So today, bullish market means we've had a bullish day. We've not just hit our goal on the day, but we've actually smashed it. So 8,400 to be precise, $8,413 today in terms of trade profit. So a really good trading day. We traded 7 stocks in total. The first stock we traded was pre-market. We got in and out for a scratch, so that effectively just cost me the transaction fees. We didn't make any profit, but we didn't lose anything either with that. We traded AMC again. We traded, so we got $800 up on AMC. We traded Intelligent Living again, despite losing money with it yesterday. We went in again today to see if we could actually make money with it, but unfortunately we lost. We didn't lose as much as we did. We lost over $5,000 with Intelligent Living yesterday. Today we only lost 300, and despite being some good moves, I'm really thinking whether I should trade Intelligent Living again. It is a recent IPO, but I've traded it 2 days running, and I've lost money on when I should have made money with it. So maybe it's just one of those stocks that has my number, and I will. I just won't trade it in future. I might give it another try if it moves again, but it's looking like it might go on my no trade list. We traded Indonesian energy, so energy stocks were moving up today. So Indonesian energy, Houston American, US energy, all these usual stocks that we've seen over the last few months that have been ripping, had another good day today. So there's plenty of things to trade. We traded Marathon Digital. So Marathon Digital, Riot Blockchain, all of these crypto mining stocks were trading up. On sympathy with the wider crypto market and Bitcoin in particular. Bitcoin up substantially on the day as well. So Marathon Digital had, and that was our biggest gain. We made $3,000 on Marathon Digital today. So that was a good trade. Slow but steady progress. We traded SIDU Space. SIDU Space we traded a few times. Had a good catalyst, a good move up, and we were able to get green on SIDU Space. And the scratch trade that we traded was Neuronetics. It did have a good catalyst pre-market, but the market didn't really react to it well at the bell, and it just kind of traded sideways, sold off and traded sideways. So all in all, 8,400 to the good today, and a good day's trading. It was a long slog. I took regular breaks. It was hot, it was sticky. It's one of those days in the summer. We don't have, being based here in Ireland, we don't have air conditioning. So when it's hot like that, got the fan blowing, and it's hard work just sitting in front of a screen, sweating away when you don't have air conditioning. And yeah, it's been a hard work day. I finished trading and went and did my things, had some dinner, whatever, came back, streamed live. I was so tempted, so tempted to continue trading, particularly with Liquidia and Mara, still looking very bullish, still breaking highs in the last hour of the market. And I kind of said to myself, when I got to the level I got to, was, okay, 8,400, you're not just hit your daily goal of 5,000, but you've hit your daily goal of 5,000. You've covered yesterday's drawdown and additional profit besides. Leave it alone. Don't go back in and give away your gains. So I was disciplined. It took every ounce of fiber to remain disciplined during the last hour of the market. But I was disciplined and I didn't go in and overstay my welcome. I've made the gains, I've kept the gains, got green, stayed green, and that's important. So how did we do it? Let's have a look. The first stock we traded was Neuronetics. The ticker symbol was STIM. Now, I'm only able to trade from 7:30 onwards, so it had already reached the peak by the time I was able to trade, and it had this huge sell-off. So it was the top mover still at this stage pre-market, and it had this huge sell-off. So I was looking for a potential move back up. There was a little bit of fake out here, but I didn't get in there. I was got in here on this move up here, and then when it started to pull back, so we took some profits up at the top, and then when it started to pull back, we exited the position, and we finished break even. It was a relatively quick trade, so break even trade, and no winners, no gainers. So that was Neuronetics. Why was Neuronetics moving? Well, Neuronetics had FDA approval on a treatment for depression anxiety therapy. So that's why that was moving, an FDA drug approval. So good catalyst, but you can see that once it got below the VWAP, it never really looked like coming back. It went into the open and then continued selling off for the pretty much the remainder of the day. So not very strong. The catalyst I thought was quite a good one, but it went up and touched the VWAP a few times throughout the day and just was rejected every time. So that was Neuronetics. After Neuronetics, we traded SIDU Space. So SIDU Space popped up again with a catalyst. So SIDU Space shares were trading higher after the company expanded its relationship with Teledyne Industries. Essentially now the company will manufacture components for Teledyne Marine's Massachusetts facility. Say that when you've had a few glasses of wine. So it was. They initially forged a relationship in 2019. It was cemented in 2021, and they've just expanded the relationship further. So that's why we got this pop up 9 o'clock. Huge kind of algorithmic spike up. What was a little bit worrying in terms of what I would class as the devil horns. But when it pulled back, we got in and we entered a position there and took some profits. So coming into the open, we were actually good with SIDU space. Now we traded this most of the day. So we then, as we moved into the open, it moved up, and we got in as this moved up for break of highs, and it went again. So as it pulled back to the VWAP, broke the VWAP, we exited. So we ended up we were slightly down at this stage on SIDU space. And then we got in again a little bit later, and so we scroll past this. We got in again a little bit later. We started, so this is towards the end of my live stream. We started trading this back up again, and we got stopped out on this one, but we then got back in and traded this up before we ended up getting stopped out. And a little bit later, we traded it again. So just after 12, so we were actually out with the dog when this popped up. Then just after 12, we got another little pop, and we managed to get on the pullback here. So we had this pop up, then on the pullback we got in, and we were able to ride this all the way up to 388, and then it pulled back. We exited the position when it started to pull back. We did trade this one more time around 2 p.m. market time. So again, we started to move up. We got this pullback, and we entered for the candle here, making a new high and moved up. When it started to pull back, we exited the position up at the top. So that was SIDU space, and we made over, in the long term, we made over $2,000 with SIDU space. So that was a good trade. Back to where we were. We traded AMC just after 10 a.m. So AMC, and it was on this move up. So this is where we traded AMC on the move up, and as it started to pull back to the VWAP, that's when we exited, and we made $800 on AMC. So not a bad trade. And did we trade AMC again later on in the day? I don't think we did. That was pretty much it. 10 o'clock. We got another scratch trade a little bit later. We got about 20 past 10. But that was it. So we didn't actually trade AMC any further. After that, we traded our one loser today. Unfortunately, it was our one loser, and this was Intelligent Living Applications. So Intelligent Living, this didn't really go our way today. We traded this just after 10 o'clock, I think it was. We started off trading this. So yeah, here it was. We moved up to the highs, we pulled back, and then we got in here for effectively a flag movement, if you will, a flag breakout. So first candle makes a new high is where we got in, and it did move up a little bit further, but we held on a little bit too long, and it pulled back, and we exited here. So we made a little bit of a loss there. We did make some back on this a little bit later. This move up. So we had the move up, the pullback, and we got in here for this move up. We didn't manage to recover all the losses, so we still finished the day 330 down on Intelligent Living. But unfortunately, I thought this was going to be a double bottom. I actually called it out in the Discord as a double bottom. Not only was it a double bottom bouncing off the VWAP, so I figured, okay, we'll take a position here. Looking at the break of 320, which is essentially where the middle of this W is on the double bottom. So we got in for the break of 320 with a move up. We did, but I was expecting it to break highs, and it didn't. So when it started to pull back, we exited the position, and we made a little bit back on what we'd lost earlier in the day here, but we didn't make all of it back. So, you know, I think we're 800 down at the high point here. We're 800 down. So we made 470 down, 470 back, I think it was. Then we traded AMC, as I mentioned, SIDU space. I've covered that as well. And we traded Marathon Digital. So Marathon Digital was moving up like you wouldn't believe. Let me just pull this on the 2 minutes and zoom in slightly. So you can see this here, how well it actually moved up. And it's actually up again now. So it's currently trading at 13.29. So it's had a phenomenal day, 36% up on the day. You can see how it's just continued to move up. Went close to the green line, so yesterday's closing price, but then started to move up. And on the 5 minute in particular, we had pullbacks that were all very reliable. So as you had the 5 minute next candle that made a new high actually went on to have a breakout and make a new high. So lots of bull flags on the way up until we got to around this point here, and then a little bit of a sell-off, and then it started to be a little bit more difficult to trade until it was here. We traded this very well. We got $3,000 out of this. At one stage, I think it was around this area that we were. We put a 10-cent trailing stop, and it just kept going all the way up to got rejected at $12. But I was not even looking at it. 10-cent trailing stop, and I was looking at trading something else. So yeah, Marathon Digital was a really good trader for us today, and I'll be looking at potentially if that continues tomorrow. It's reliant upon the movement of Bitcoin in particular, but reliant on the movement of the wider crypto space, and that's why Marathon Digital was running up. It is a crypto mining stock, so the fact that crypto was having a good day meant that Marathon Digital was having a good day. But it was a relatively easy trader. And a few of the people on the Day Trade with Tony course were calling it out in the Discord that they were trading it and making profit. So all's good that you know, all's well that ends well. Now, what was I trading whilst I had Marathon Digital on a trailing stop loss? I was actually trading Indonesian Energy. So Indonesian Energy had a pop up at pretty much the same time. In fact, the energy stocks all had a pop-up, but I've traded Indonesian Energy a number of times in the past successfully. Houston American was moving, US Energy was moving. In fact, there was a lot of energy stocks were at the middle of the day, just after lunch, popped up, and I was able to get in on this, and got this first pullback here. As it pulled all the way back down here, as we made new highs, I got in. I thought I'd been faked out as it pulled back again. But I held through it, and we moved on, and we moved up, and I was able to take some nice profits. I made $1,700 with Indonesian Energy on this run up here. Then it started to get very choppy. The thing is with Indonesian Energy, and I've said this before when I've traded it, you've got to be very cautious with Indonesian Energy because of the spreads. It's a very spready, between the bid and the ask, it's a very spready stock. The range of the spreads today were anywhere between 15 and 20 cents. And that's, in fact, AMC was a little bit different today, because AMC was kind of up to 12-cent spreads as well today, which is unusual for AMC. But take into account the spreads. And that's one thing that I was a little bit worried about on this. When we got in here up for the break of highs, when it started to pull back, I was a little bit concerned because of the spreads. I couldn't even average down because the price on the ask had only kind of moved about 2 cents, but the price on the bid had moved about 10, 15 cents. So when it's rangy like that, it's additional risk that you've got to manage. But all's well that ends well, as I said earlier, and it moved up, and we made $1,700 on Indonesian Energy, which I was particularly happy with trading that. And the last trade that we made was LQDA, and again, this was just after lunchtime. Now, the reason Liquidia was moving today, Liquidia news dropped that they'd been in a court case with United Pharma, and what actually happened with these guys is that they were being sued for patent infringement, and they were able to prove their case, and they won the case, and on the back of that, we got this huge spike up. So straight away, this hit the scanners, huge spike up. I saw the news. I thought, okay, I'm going to be quick. I'm going to jump in this. I need a clean entry. So on the pullback, as soon as we got a new high here, that's when we entered. And we're able to get out at the top there. It did pull back again, and we got this lovely double bottom here. This is when I called it out onto the into the Discord, and we got this lovely double bottom, and we're able to move it up there, and then get a bounce on the VWAP. So really good trade on Liquidia. A little over $1,100 profit. So all in all, really good trading day. And as far as I'm concerned, the volatility coming back into the market is really what's the difference today. Volume still could be better, but volatility was definitely there. And if we've got volume and volatility, there's a lot of opportunities to trade. We didn't get any of those big parabolic movers that were going up like 100, 200, 300% and more. But we did get a couple of movers that were at kind of 30, 40, 50%. So if we're getting those kind of moves, we're able to take 10%. So if we take 20% of the move, it gives us a 10% move on the day. If we can make 10% gains on our equity position, that's a good day. I started today with an equity position a little over $50,000. So if I'm taking making a 10% gain on my equity, that's $5,000 a day. Now I've actually overachieved against that, so $8,000 day today, and it's a good trading day. The fact that the market was up as much as it was actually added to that and created those opportunities, and hopefully we'll get some more for the rest of the week. I've got a sneaking suspicion that we will. I'm looking at the wider time frames on Liquidia, for example. I've gone back to Liquidia right now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So Liquidia today moved up on that news. But if you look at it on the daily time frame, you see there's a larger double bottom here, and double bottoms have a tendency to break upwards. So we're currently at the top of this middle piece of the W on the double bottom. So there's no reason why we can't move up tomorrow, perhaps, and hit $6. So I'm going to be watching this overnight, and I'm going to be watching this tomorrow morning after the bell, see if we do get a move up, and see if we can test the resistance levels up here at just over $6. And if we can, I'm likely to be trading it tomorrow, depending on, of course, the volume and how clean the moves are. So a good dollar move tomorrow with Liquidia could be quite profitable. If you take 5,000 shares and you manage to get that dollar move, that's $5,000. So happy days if that's the case. But yeah, I mean, today a good day's trading. Happy with the results. Happy with the way I've traded. And even when I was down, I think at the low point about $1,300, I still wasn't too worried about the trades that I'd taken. It's just the risk. I was cutting my losses relatively quickly, and had a few fake outs to start off with. So when you get fake outs, you're going to lose money. And it's just about sticking with your strategy, sticking with your plan. If you get faked out 4 times and on the 5th time it runs, you can still make money. And that's the key. So tomorrow I'll be back at it, doing it again, 90 minutes before the market opens. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It's great for the algorithm. And if you want to join me live, hit the subscription bell. Hit the subscription notice, and if you want to get notified when I'm going live or when I drop a new video like this one, hit the notification bell. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. I know I am. So cheers, and to more profits, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens. It's 8 a.m. market time, East Coast, or 1 p.m. UK or Dublin, where I'm based, 2 p.m. on the European continent. Hopefully, see you there. Don't forget to join in, contribute in the chat. Enjoy your evening.